pay for everything that's on you. So everything is on me. Other girls got Cindy Lauper, Gaga, and a little blondie. If you ain't drunk, then you're in the wrong club. Don't feel sexy, you're on the wrong beat. Tell the bar that we don't want no glasses, bottles, and I'm buying everybody one each. Yeah, so bring the bird freak out. Give up and hit the big 3-0. Party like it's time, totally free out. Off you shot, let it be out. Yo, we live, we die, we give, we try, we kiss, we fight. Oh, so we can have a good time, yeah. I'm busy looking for the next top model who's wearing something new and something old and something borrowed. I know this crazy life can be a bit of pill to swallow, so forget about tomorrow. Tonight, we're drinking from the bottle.
All right, folks, you need to get a piece of paper and something to write with. I want you to write down the names of the exercises. Don't worry about writing quantities that you see. Just write down the next 3 circuits in this order. No quantities. All right, folks, get some paper and write down these circuits. First circuit, kettlebell chest press, kettlebell row, elliptical, and hollow rockers. Second circuit, make sure you write these down. Kettlebell sumo squats, resistance band bicep curls, glute bridges, and another elliptical circuit for 4 minutes. The third circuit is going to be V crunches, the last elliptical circuit, and then flag pulls. Make sure you write these 3 circuits down before you get started. All right, let's get ready for the first exercise in the first circuit. It's going to be a kettlebell chest press, and you're going to employ a 2-1-1 press. What I mean by that is you're going to press both of the kettlebells at the same time. Then you'll lower them and press one at a time. Show you what I mean here. So you're going to start with both of them down and both of them back up. Then they're both going to come down, but now only one is going to press. And that makes your second rep. There's 3, 4, and 4. Here comes 5, 6, and 6. Here comes 7, 8, and 8. Now while you're doing these, make sure that that low back is pressed into that bench, or if you're doing these on the floor, make sure you take up all the space underneath your lower back. Your spine should be completely connected from your neck all the way through your hips. Really engage that core and make sure that you're only using your pecs and your shoulders to do this exercise. You're not using your lower back here. If you notice how my legs are up in the air, that's going to help me to engage my lumbar. If you need to do that, by all means, go for it. All right, we're going to transition to the second exercise, which is a single arm kettlebell row. I want you to pull that weight into your rib cage and start with a nice flat neutral spine. If you notice how slow I'm doing each rep, I'm letting the muscle come to a rest before I pull it back up. This ensures that we use the strength of our muscle as opposed to the elasticity in our muscle. So we don't want to bounce that weight. The other thing that this slight pause at the top and the bottom does for us is that it forces us to build muscular endurance. Right into the rib cage, straight down. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is that my shoulder is not dropping down towards the floor when that weight goes down. It's staying square and parallel with the floor. Now you're going to switch arms. Same exact thing applies here. Nice and slow. You're going to pull it to the rib cage. You see how I went up on my back toe there to make sure that my spine was nice and straight. I'm just using a piece of wood underneath that foot to help get my hips up higher so I can get that neutral spine. And this just makes sure that we're using the lats and the rear deltoids to do this exercise as opposed to opening up with our hips or our serratus anterior. We really just want to zoom in on those rear delts and those lats to perform this exercise. To the rib cage, back down. Remember, you're going to exhale when you pull that weight up and inhale on the down. Exhale, let that breath out. There's the down. Exhale, and there's the down. All right, folks, so this next part of the first circuit is going to be your cardio. And I'm going to ask you to give me 5 minutes. You can take your pick as to how you want to do your cardio. You can jump rope, you can do step-ups, you can get on your elliptical, you can get on a stationary bike. It's totally your choice. But what I want you to do is do a 1 minute all out, followed by a 30-second recovery. Now that 30-second recovery does not mean you stop moving. It means you slow down, but you keep moving, whatever it is that you've chosen to do for your cardio. So I'm going to use my elliptical, and I'm going to start all out for 1 minute. And truly, as soon as I hop on here, I start pressing as fast and as hard as I can. I'm putting this up to level 12. And the only reason I let go is because it forces me to engage more of my core to stay stable on that machine. So if you're using an elliptical, great. If you're jumping rope, or if you're doing step-ups, or if you're on a stationary bike, get out of the saddle. When you do this all out, I want you to be standing up in that bike and make sure that your butt is not on the seat. You also notice if you're going to use an elliptical, you notice I'm trying to keep my head as forward as I can. I'm trying to not look down. So I've got about 15 seconds left here, and you see I've kept it on level 12. I'm pushing as hard as I can. The other thing I love about using the elliptical is I'm going to be able to check my heart rate. You'll see when I grab the handles here, I think my heart rate goes up to about a 170 or more. And what I also love about checking my heart rate during my recovery period is that I get to see how efficient my heart rate is at coming down from the highest rate. So there it is at 170, 172, it's already dropping. I've got about 10 seconds left in my recovery phase, and I'm going to go right back to pushing all out for another minute in 3, 2, 1. Here I go. I'm pushing that back up to level 12, and I'm pushing as hard as I can for another minute. And again, if you're on a bike, make sure you get out of the saddle for this 1 minute. And when you do your recovery, make sure that you sit down, but you keep your legs churning. Just try to bring that heart rate down. And it's your body's way of getting ready to do that all out again. So here comes my recovery phase again. We're going to check that heart rate. And you notice I'm still moving, so I'm not stopping on the elliptical. I'm still moving. And that heart rate's going to be coming up here at 178, 179, and it's already dropping. And that's what we want, right? We want a fast recovery. Okay, we're going to start that again. And we're going to do our next split. Another 1 minute all out, followed by another 30-second recovery, followed by another 1 minute all out, and a 30-second recovery. Keep pushing, give it everything you got. You got 15 seconds left. Go, go, go. Final countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and recover. All right, when you're looking at that timer that you're using, you're going to mentally gear yourself up for this next all-out push right here. In 2, 1. Here we go. Change that intensity. You're going to go all out for 1 minute. You're in the home stretch. Getting ready to get into the recovery phase. Remember, lessen your intensity, but keep moving. Whatever form of cardio you've decided to do, you need to keep moving for your 30-second recovery. The goal is to keep your heart rate high, but also have it drop down, getting it ready for your next weight or resistance training exercise. Great job. All right, so since you just did a pretty intense 5-minute cardio exercise, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to transition to get ready for the last exercise in the first circuit. So as you're taking an active break, you can take yourself to the mat on the floor and you're going to get ready for an ab exercise. And what's coming up is called the hollow hold, and you're going to be ready for 15 reps. Make sure that your feet don't ever touch, and make sure that your head doesn't touch. You're going to be rocking back and forth without touching your feet or your head. All right, you should be on the mat. If you're not, push pause and get yourself ready. If you notice, look where my eyes are looking. That's helping me to keep my spine neutral. You do not want to tuck your chin into your chest, nor do you want to cock your head back. You want to try to keep that as neutral as you possibly can. You see how I rock back? I stop right when my shoulder blades touch, and then when I come up, it's just where my glute starts to attach to my hamstring. So the goal is, of course, to not let your feet touch the floor and not let your entire shoulder touch the floor. We're going to transition to the second round of the first circuit. So get yourself up, get your bench ready. You're going to do your kettlebell chest presses, and remember, you're going to push both of them at the same time first, then you're going to lower them again, and then you're going to press one arm and then the other arm. So that's the 2-1-1 press. Here we go for 12. Couple deep breaths. Remember, we're going to keep that lumbar attached to the bench. That's why I like to put my feet up like this. Okay, we're ready for 12. Here we go for the first together, both arms. Now we're going to lower both of them, and we're going to press one at a time. That's 2 and 2. Here comes 3, 4, and 4. There's a couple other things I want you to look at. If you notice, I'm not letting my elbows drop below the bench. So that is forcing me to build muscular endurance and strength because I'm not bouncing that weight back up. The other thing I want you to notice is that I'm not pushing my hands together in front of my chest. I'm actually pushing them straight up into the ceiling, so to speak. If you're using kettlebells, the reason I don't grip the kettlebell is because I don't want to use my forearm to help me at all. What I want to do is really focus on pressing with my pecs. All right, let's transition off of the bench. You're going to get one kettlebell this time, or dumbbell, whatever you're using for a weight, for our single arm rows. And remember, we want that nice, flat, neutral spine, parallel with the floor. We're not looking up meaning we're not cocking our head back, and we're also not tucking our chin into our chest. Nice and slow, steady wins the race. You're building strength and muscular endurance here by doing these slow reps. Keep those shoulders square to the floor also. You're not going to let that shoulder drop down, and you're not going to open it up at the top. So when you're doing your right arm, think about driving your right shoulder even with the floor. All right, it's time to switch sides. We're going to transition to the other arm here. Same rules apply here, folks. Make sure that spine stays nice and neutral, nice and flat. You're going to pull into the rib cage and squeeze it at the top, and really flex that rear deltoid and that lat. Tell yourself that those are the muscles that are moving this weight. Remember, you're going to inhale on the up, exhale on the down. Inhale on the up, exhale on the down. We're going for 12 on this round. Nice and slow. You're building muscular endurance and strength here. Take your time. All right, we're going to transition back down to the mat. We're back to the hollow hold rockers for 12 reps. Remember, you're not going to cock your neck back, and you're not going to cock it forward into your chest. You're just going to rock on the top of your butt and the small of your back. As soon as you feel those shoulder blades touch, you're going to rock back up. Try not to touch your feet, and try not to touch the full length of your shoulder or your spine. All right, good news, folks. We're on the final round of the first circuit. So you're going to grab your weights, and you're going to transition back up to your bench for your chest press. Remember, 2 at the same time, and then one arm, and then the other arm. We're going for 10 this round. Okay, here comes that first one. Remember, we're not putting a death grip on that weight because we want to make sure that we're focused on using the pectoralis to move that weight. Remember, push straight up into the ceiling. Do not push at an angle to where the weights or your hands are going to touch in the middle. We don't want that. Those hands should be right at the nipple line. Okay, if you take them too close to your hip, it's going to be hard to control. And if you take them too close to your head, you could put your shoulder at risk. All right, now you're just going to go to one weight, and we're going to hit that last round of single arm rows for 10 reps per arm. All the same rules apply here. We're going to keep that nice straight line in our spine. We're not looking up, and we're not looking down towards our body. We're looking right down into the floor, keeping that spine nice and straight. Really, really flex at the top right here. Slow on the down for 10. All right, we're going to get ready to switch arms here. All right, here comes number 5. You're halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one coming up. Really make it count. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze at the top. Good job. Okay, transitioning back down to the mat for the final round of hollow rockers. We're going for 10 here. You should definitely be feeling it in your abs now. No doubt about it. Let's go for 10. There's 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe one more for extra measure. Great. Great job on that first circuit. Now take a 2-minute active break. Active break means you're going to walk around gently, maybe do some nice light knee raises, maybe do some arm circles. Just keep your body moving, keep the blood flowing, but definitely catch your breath, get some water, get ready for round 2. All right, grab a weight for the first exercise of circuit 2. This is going to be a sumo squat. You can use a kettlebell or a dumbbell. We're going to go for 15 reps here. I want you to pay attention to the pace that I use. Also, we're going to turn those feet out. That's going to work the adductor in the middle. We're going to go nice and slow. Roll your shoulders back before you start. You're going to try to touch the weight to the floor, nice and slow, and then when you come up, push through the heels and squeeze your glute at the top. You're going to exhale as you come up. Let that air out right there and squeeze. Now you're going to inhale on the down. When you get ready to come up, you're going to let that breath come out. Eyes are going to be straight forward. Remember, your body wants to go where your eyes go. So if you want your body to stay upright, that's where you need to be looking. The theme of this video, obviously, when you're doing these exercises is slow and steady wins the race, right? We're building stability when we do these movements slowly. We're also working on muscular endurance. Touch that floor. And that little pause at the bottom makes sure that you're not bouncing that weight up. If you bounce the weight up, you're using the elasticity in your muscles as opposed to the pure strength that you've got in those muscle fibers. So just be thinking about all those things. I know it's a lot, but if you're going to spend your time working out, you might as well do it properly with great form, and that way you get the best results for your time and your effort. Last one here. All right, you're going to set down that weight and you're going to grab your resistance bands. You're going to be standing straight up with the resistance band underneath 1 foot only for a total of 30 curls, which is going to give you 15 per arm. Here we go. Roll those shoulders back before you get started. You want to make sure that you do one arm at a time, and you're going to make sure that that arm extends all the way open. We really want to stretch that bicep out, and then we want to flex it at the top. Nice and slow. If you notice, I'm doing these against the wall, and I'm doing that so I keep myself from swaying backward. I don't want to use my hips to pull that resistance band. I just want to make it all biceps. It's pretty funny that Pump Up the Jam is playing right now. We are pumping those biceps right now. A couple more here. Remember to breathe, remember to breathe, remember to breathe. And relax. And you're going to transition to the floor now for a weighted glute bridge. We're going for 15 reps. I want you to pay particular attention to where I put my feet. Now you don't have to have a plyo box to do these. You can do these on maybe the second or third step on a set of steps. Maybe you have a retaining wall outside in your yard. Maybe you can use your bench if you have one. The key here is going to try to create a straight line. When you arch up, you're going to try to create a straight line from knee to hip to shoulders. And then you're going to flex those glutes at the top. So this is a hamstring and glute-centric exercise. You're going to exhale at the up right there, and then you're going to inhale on the down. Drive, drive, drive. Get that straight line from knee to hip to shoulder. Right here, straight line. And really, really flex it at the top. Nice and slow. We already know why we're going slow here. Trying to build strength, and we're trying to build muscular endurance. Besides, you don't want to do anything super fast that's going to put any kind of strain on your lumbar. You want to keep this underneath constant control. Nothing herky-jerky when the lumbar is involved. Really talk to the glutes and the hamstrings. You have to mentally tell those muscle groups to move that weight and keep it under control. Last one coming up here. Really, really drive. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice set. Okay, you gotta move quickly here. We're ready for the second cardio circuit. This is gonna be 4 minutes. You're gonna do 1 minute all out and a 30-second recovery. But remember, it's 4 minutes now instead of 5. I'm back to the elliptical. Obviously, you can do your quick steps on the step. You can do step-ups on the bench. You can ride a stationary bike. You could also just jog. You could run all out for 1 minute and then you could jog for 30 seconds. I don't think there could be a more perfect song for doing this right now. She's saying I need a miracle to get me through. And I gotta tell you, the second time through, usually you feel your best, but it usually also feels like the hardest one. You know, the first round, you feel like you're just really starting to get into the workout. And then the second round, you're starting to feel tired, but you are really coming into your own. All right, I'm going to be quiet here and just let you do your thing. Just listen to the music. Let it encourage you and keep you motivated. Remember, you're going for 4 minutes here. 1 minute all out, 30-second recovery.
She's looking at you. This is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. And everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you. This is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. And everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you.
I'm so excited that I only have 30 seconds of recovery left on this 4 minute. Take it down, take it down. Stay in motion, catch your breath, big breaths. Try to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Stay upright. Just keep moving. You got 10 seconds left here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, we're going into round 2 of circuit number 2. You're going to transition back to one weight only. Get yourself ready for kettlebell or dumbbell sumo squats. You're going down to 12 reps this time. All the rules remain the same. You're going to do these movements nice and slowly to really mentally be able to focus on those muscles that you're using to do this exercise. Turning those feet out, That way we're going to send the message to the adductors on the inner thighs that those are the main movers in this exercise, along with the glutes. You really want to try to keep those shoulder blades pinned. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. The other thing that's going to force you to do if you pull those shoulder blades back, it's going to force you to get lower in order to make that dumbbell touch the floor. So the longer we stretch that muscle, the better luck we're going to have actually building strength. Last one coming up right here. All right, we're going to transition away from the weights and we're going to grab our resistance bands. We're ready for the second round of bicep curls. We're going to go for 12, which means 24 total reps. If you put the band under your left foot the first time, go ahead and switch it to underneath the right foot for the second time. Remember to roll those shoulder blades back. And remember, let those arms open all the way up on every single rep and curl them all the way to the top on every single rep. When you're at the top, really, really flex that bicep. If you notice, there's no other part of my body that's moving. The elbow joint is the only body part that's moving. That's going to ensure total isolation of the bicep. And 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, you're going to transition down to the floor again on your mat. Get ready for 12 reps of the glute bridge. Remember, this is all hamstrings and all booty, so make sure you're thinking about those two and really squeeze. Going for 12. Get that straight line from knees to hips to shoulders and really, really squeeze that glute at the top. There's 2. There's 5. Exhale on this one right here. There's 6. We're halfway through. We got 6 more to go here, folks. All right, and 5, 4, 3, really, 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 really drive. 2, last one coming up. I really want you to squeeze that glute at the top right there. Squeeze, squeeze. Great job. I know you're super excited. This is the final round of the second circuit. You're going to get up from the floor, grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell, and get ready for 10 reps of sumo squats. Turning those feet out, talking to the adductors on the inside. Remember to drive through the heels. All right, halfway through, folks. That's 5. Coming up on 6. We're in the home stretch. 4 more to go. You got this. Drive through. There's 1. Eyes are straight forward. There's 2. Give a little kiss on the floor with that weight. 2. Last one coming up right here. Nice and slow. Really push through the heel and really squeeze that glute. All right, grab that resistance band. You've only got 10 bicep curls left. That means you're going to do 20 total curls. That's going to give you 10 per arm. We really want to make sure that we're extending that arm all the way out. And of course, we're curling it all the way up. And at the top of each rep, you're really, really, really flexing that bicep. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're moving back down to the floor for the final set of glute bridges. You're going for 10. You're definitely feeling it now, no doubt about it. You're gonna be so thankful when you're done because you only have one more circuit after this. Coming up on 3 right here. Here's 5. I know you know what that means. We only have 5 left. Give them everything you got. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Come on, folks. 2 more. Yep. Yep. Here we go. Last one. Everything you got right here. Boom. Oh, it feels so good to get to this 2-minute break. Remember what we talked about, an active break is going to keep your heart rate high enough that it's not going to be a shock to the system when you come back to do your last circuit. So you want to keep moving. You want to bring your heart rate down, but not too far down. Remember to keep moving. Get some water. All right, here we go for the final circuit. You're only going to need your mat and whatever form of cardio you're going to choose to do. The first exercise is called an accordion crunch, and you'll see exactly what I mean when we do these. We're going for 15 reps, of course, and then in the second set we're going to do 12. In the third set we're going to do 10. Notice I stretch out, I open all the way up, and then I crunch all the way in. What's really important is to really finish that crunch all the way out past your toes. So what you're doing here is you're really stretching the rectus abdominis all the way open when you open up right here, and then you're really contracting it and reach past your feet as far as you can. Remember to breathe. Exhale right there. Every time you come up, exhale. Every time right there. Good. Last one coming up. Oh, this is the best news of the day. This is your last cardio. It's going to be 3 minutes, 1 minute all out, 30-second recovery. Get yourself ready. You've got this. Leave it all out there, folks. Leave it all out there. You're in the home stretch. You've got this. Whatever it is you're doing, you can do it for 1 minute. You can do it all out. Look at that. In no time, you're already halfway done with that first 1 minute all out. This is the part of the workout where you talk yourself into finishing instead of talking yourself out of finishing. You have to be telling yourself that you can do this. You've got this. Getting ready for that 30-second recovery. Nice deep breaths here. Try to go in through your nose and out through your mouth. Remember, we're trying to bring that heart rate down. That's a telltale sign that our heart rate is our heart is actually working efficiently when we can quickly lower that heart rate after a big burst like that. 30 seconds goes by pretty quickly though, folks. Remember, mentally tough. Tell yourself, I've got this. I've only got 1 more minute of all out. 1 more minute of all out. Here we go. Everything you got, folks. Come on. Come on, come with me. You are halfway there. 30 seconds left. Yee-hoo. All right. Take your time getting off of that thing. Make sure you're steady. You're going to get ready for your next exercise. You're going to be back on the mat. Next exercise coming up, we're going to do 15 reps of what's called a flagpole. You'll see what I mean here. Great job, folks. Great job. All right, you're back on the mat for 15 flagpoles. You want to give your hands something to hold on to on the floor over your head. I used 2 dumbbells to give me something to hold on to. You're going to be opening your body all the way up to start, and then you're going to pop those hips. I want you to think about trying to make an imprint with your heels. Let's say you had some clay over top of you and you could push your shoes into that clay up above you. You want to be able to see an imprint of your shoes on that clay up above you. Really pop, and then try to remain in control as you let those legs come back down. And if you can help it, try to keep your legs as straight as possible. If you have to bend your knees, that's okay. The goal is to not arch your back on the down. So really think about driving that belly button into the mat for every rep. And remember to breathe. That's important too. Last one. All right, now we're ready to go back to the accordion crunches that we started with. You're going to do 12. Again, accordion crunches are next. 12 reps. Stay on the mat. Remember, open all the way up and then curl all the way forward. Push out as far as you can. Big exhale every time. I can't overstate how important it is to breathe properly. You're going to stay on the mat because right after you're done with these accordion crunches, you're going to go right in to flagpoles for 12. Remember to grab the weights behind you. Make sure you have something to hold on to. Don't grab them too tight because we don't want you to be using your upper body to help you. This is all about control. Drive that core into the mat. Slow on the down. Try to keep your legs as straight as you can, but if you're arching your back, go ahead and bend your knees. And trust me, the more you do these, eventually you're going to be able to do these with straight legs. I know you're excited to hear this, that we're going to go right into 10 accordion crunches. Last set of accordion crunches. There's 3, 4, 5. 5 more. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one coming up, and you guessed it, 10 flagpoles, and you are done. Let's get this. Get after it. I know that core is fired up, but I know you've got this. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. You can see the finish line right here. We got 5 left, folks. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. There's 1, 2, come on. 3, everything you got. 2 more, 2 more. You've got it in you, you've got it in you, you've got it in you. Last one. Give yourselves a big hand. That was awesome.
Everybody know, let me see your hands up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up. Right now, hands up, hands up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up. Everybody know, let me see your hands up.